Self-improvement. It's poo-poo caca. It is a royal load of horseshit. Alright, boys, we gotta have a talk. We gotta have a talk about this self-improvement shit, because I'm seeing these channels pop up literally everywhere. And it's all of these, like, super ripped, super macho, masculine, self-improvement gurus that apparently know everything, and they're gonna help you get women. And all you gotta do is sign up for their self-improvement course. That is $12,000. I'm not fucking kidding. It's literally $12,000. And bing, bang, boom, voila, you're a Chad. Yeah, or so they say. What if I told you these guys are complete fucking scam artists that want to do nothing more than steal your money, and they purposely target lonely young men? They know their demographics so fucking well. They know that those guys are going to watch their videos, be easily influenced, and then buy the course. Because at that point, logic goes out the window. These guys just want to get laid so fucking bad that delusion takes over, and they're gonna listen to these guys. And the second you buy that online course, those same gurus are laughing their asses off and rolling around in the dough that you pay them. Bro, they don't give a shit about you. They're just laughing their asses off that they're able to scam you and get your money that easily. And even the free content that they provide on YouTube, it's just recycled content over and over again. Wake up early, eat right, go to the gym, fucking talk to women, get off the dating apps, blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, dude. If you are in any way listening to any of the content from these guys, I need you to learn something. I just need you to hear me out here, please. And this actually goes beyond the guys that listen to the self-improvement YouTubers. This is just for guys in general. I actually have a hot take. I'm a fan of dating apps. I actually think dating apps do good for men, and I know you won't believe me when I say that. Is it rigged for those who pay? Yes. Is there a complete imbalance between men and women, and there's way more men than there are women? Yes. Is ghosting and the fear of intimacy a humongous problem amongst Gen Z? Yeah. But after the last few years I have been on dating apps, holy fuck, dude, I have learned a lot. Brother, when I tell you I have learned life lessons about how to talk to women and just how they think, like, it's kind of priceless. Because at the end of the day, that's all it really is. If nothing else, it's just practice. Practice talking to women. And not to toot my own horn, I am no Chad or anything like that, but I've actually discovered I am not too shabby at talking to girls. Your boy's got a little bit of Rizz. And it's extremely validating to be told by a few different women from dating apps that I'm pretty easy to talk to and that I make them feel comfortable. And again, I'm not saying this to be like, hey, look, I got a big cock. No, I'm saying I've done a few successful things on these apps, and I've learned a thing or two. And I think that what I've learned is good insight for those who really struggle with dating and those who listen to these fucking gurus on YouTube. Because everything they say is just complete fucking bullshit. It's generic advice. The biggest core principle that I have taken away from the wild world of online dating is that men and women are completely and utterly hardwired differently. What I mean by this is we are driven by completely different things. Men are driven by logic and their thoughts, while women are driven by their feelings and their emotions. Once you understand this foundation of dating, it feels like everything else starts to make sense and everything else gets easier. I'm gonna pull out a nerdy pro wrestling reference, but this is like the back bump of Rizz. You can't really up your game until you truly understand this, because everything is built on top of this principle. I truly believe so many guys are actually better at talking to women than they really think. They just don't understand what they want because, well, we're guys. We know what we want, we know what we feel, but at our core, we don't really know women because they're different than us. Why the fuck do you think they call being gay gay? Because the technical definition of gay means happy. And imagine how happy you must be to be sexually attracted to the gender you understand. Must be nice. Sometimes I wish I was gay. Anyways, I feel like before I truly understood this, it was the type of stuff like, why do women go for the bad boys? It never made sense to me. I just never got it. And I think that's because, again, the male mind is driven by logic. We think of the situation, say, yeah, he's obviously going to treat you like shit. Why do you like the bad boys? Why do you keep going back to them? Because logic tells us to look at the end goal, and the end goal is always disaster. I mean, I'm playing the game right now, but I think this is why Spider-Man as a character is so popular. Because deep down, each and every single one of us guys knows that Peter Parker should win in life. He's a good dude with a good heart. But in real life, it's never Peter Parker who wins. It's always the Flash Thompsons. And again, us dudes who think with logic, we see right through that shit. We're like, why? There's absolutely nothing that Flash has over Peter when it comes to a good long-term partner. Yet he and all the rest of the Giga Chads are the ones who get the girls. Why? It's simply because the Giga Chad is more exciting to the girl than Peter Parker is. Not because Chad is a better partner. Like I said, he's not. We all know that. But Chad knows how to make the girl feel something. I actually have a great example of this. Have you ever been in an argument with your girlfriend, or any girl for that matter, and they're full on venting to you about some workplace drama that's going on at her job, or maybe something that's going on at school, and she's all like, oh my god, Stacy's such a fucking bitch. Like, I don't know what to do. Oh my god. And as a guy, it infuriates you. Like, oh my god, the answers are all right there in front of your face. Just fix the problem. And as a guy, that's usually how we'd respond. We start to problem solve and say, hey, try to tell her this next time, or even better yet, just avoid the situation altogether and withdraw yourself from the situation. And I guarantee you, at some point in your life, she's gonna look at you and say, oh my god, stop being a guy for like 2 seconds and just fucking listen to me. I don't want answers. I just want you to listen. And that right there says it all. To me, that situation is a perfect example of how we are just built differently. It's why stereotypically women love drama and gossip, because it doesn't really fix anything, it doesn't fix the problem, it's just emotionally stimulating for them. Whereas us guys, we fucking hate that shit. We avoid it at all costs because our logical brains say, there's no point to this, it's not going to fix anything, let's skip over this bullshit. And once you just accept this, that the way they make decisions and process things is very different than the way we do it, it's going to instantly up your game. Like I said, I think half the battle for guys is just not knowing what women want. Like, if you really struggle talking to girls, I guarantee you it's not the fact that you're actually bad at talking to them. You just go in with no real good game plan because you talk to them kind of in the same way that you'd talk to a guy. And then when they don't reciprocate it well, you're like, fuck, I guess I just suck. I guess I'm a loser. Or even worse, you retaliate and become wrestling otaku. I swear to God, it's motherfuckers like him that made me say, okay, I cannot keep staying like this. I can't keep staying in my comfort zone. I have to get out there and start talking to girls. Something has to change. And then I did, and I realized, oh my God, like, not only am I decent at this, it's kind of fun. And the reason it's fun is because I finally realized that no, it's not about money. It's not about how tall you are or how good looking you are. Like, obviously, are those things going to help you attract women? Yeah, of course, I'm not a fucking idiot, but they're only going to help you get women. They're not the reason you're gonna get them. All right, time to pull out another nerdy fucking pro wrestling analogy. Boys, it is this simple. Do you want to know what Chad really is? Chad is a Caw, a 2K Caw with maxed out attributes. Overall 100 Caw. He's got all of those stats completely maxed out. On paper, it's not looking good for you, right? He is looking like a big threat. And you're overall 72, like you've got a massive disadvantage. But tell me this, what happens when you are waiting in those 2K lobbies and that overall 100 Caw starts to speak? And when he starts to speak, you realize that this is a 12-year-old squeaker playing. The power immediately shifts to you. You don't care that he's overall 100, you're overall 72. You're about to whoop this kid's ass. It's a stupid analogy, but I swear to God, it is no different in real life, dude. You know the old saying, don't hate the player, hate the game? This is that, bro. If you know the game, you don't need the attributes. You got everything you need. And I truly believe the game is only two things. Number one, making the girl feel comfortable. Number two, being fun and playful. If you can do these two things, brother, you got it in the bag. Like, stop listening to these fucking gurus about, like, you need to be a man, you need to be stoic, do not be too friendly, and do not be too goofy. Do not go shopping with her, and do not ask her about her past experiences with dating. That's fucking gay. You want to know what's really gay? Being afraid about looking gay. So there was this one time that a girl gave me a shit test over text, and she asked me, if we were hypothetically dating, and we were in the middle of Target, and I shoved my pocketbook at you, what would you do? And she even told me after I answered, she was so afraid that I was going to get mad at her and be like, no, I'm a guy. I can't be fucking seen with a purse. What the fuck? You hold it. What I actually answered with is I told her if she shoved her purse at me in the middle of Target, I would throw that shit over my arm, start doing the cuntiest walk you've ever seen in your life, and start purposely acting gay to A, make her laugh, and B, regret her life choices. Oh my god, is that the new Selena Gomez foundation at Sephora? And she told me that was the biggest green flag answer she's ever heard in her entire life. Women love a goof, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. As long as you still encapsulate traditional masculine traits like making moves on her and also like showing that you're a leader and a protector at the right moments, it's all it takes. It's all you need. You don't have to be jacked. You don't have to pretend like you don't have feelings. Women want to be led. They don't want to be controlled. So just show her that you can take charge when the time is needed and allow her to be herself. Just show her that you're goofy. She'll be goofy too. You will gain her trust so fast it is not even funny. And what I mean by being goofy is, dude, make fun of yourself. And I know that's weird to hear. You're probably like, Dino, I gotta look cool in front of her, bro. Come on now. No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I hate these fucking self-improvement channels, because they're telling you like, dude, you gotta be stoic and you can't have a personality. Yes, you can. Girls love that shit. They just often settle for Chads because Chad is closer to what she wants than a beta male, I guess. And yes, I did say that. They settle for Chads. Dude, I'm telling you right now, being on dating apps for a couple years now, it has really taught me. It's given me insight into what girls actually want. They'll settle for Chad because Chad has a lot of masculine energy, lots of testosterone in that body. And because he's so masculine, it makes her feel feminine. It puts her in this feminine energy and she loves that. But at the end of the day, she's still hoping that one day he's gonna come around and turn into what she wants him to be. Then that never happens, he breaks her heart, they break up, and the cycle continues. Tale as old as time, right? What girls are hoping and praying that those guys are gonna turn into is Jack from Titanic, Ryan Gosling in The Notebook, any single guy from a rom-com or any of their like romance novels. That's what they want, dude. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, more powerful in this fucking world than a romantic man. Not even the biggest of Chads can compete with a romantic guy. Because again, we gotta remember how women operate. It's all about feelings and emotions with them. If you're romantic, holy shit, are they gonna feel stuff. 99.99999% of guys are afraid to be romantic, and I don't know why. I don't get why. I just don't get it. You know, I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm a bit of a romantic guy. I spent way too much of my fucking life being a hopeless romantic. I like to think I'm more of a hopeful romantic these days, but yeah, I just don't know why guys are afraid to be romantic. It's literally a hack. Literally just treat her like a queen. Fucking kiss the ground she walks on. It always works. Gay. Simp. Like, I can hear the comments now. I can hear all of them, but that's where you're wrong. I'm telling you, being the goofy romantic guy, it's gonna take you so much further than being the stoic alpha guy, or whatever the fuck. True masculinity is not caring, and I'm telling you, every girl in the world is gonna agree with that sentiment. There's a difference between being an actual simp for a girl that does absolutely nothing to reciprocate the feelings you're showing towards her. Like, if you pay for a girl's OnlyFans, yeah, congratulations, you're a simp. And not being afraid to just express affection towards a girl. Like, you gotta remember that ever since they were little girls, every girl in the world grew up watching Cinderella and all these Disney princesses, and that's what they were conditioned to think what love is. And it can be, it's just very rare. If being on dating apps taught me nothing else, it's knowing that that kind of love is rare. Especially coming from a guy. But that's why it's so powerful, because so many other guys are not that. If you know how to butter up a girl correctly in all the right ways, dude, it's over. Game over. She is going to be thinking about you for a long time. It's actually really easy. It's just that so many guys don't do this. And I know what you're thinking. You can't just start talking to her right off the bat like this. You have to escalate to it. And that is very true, which is why it's so important to be goofy and self-deprecating up front. And this is where, fellas, you have to tap into your masculine energy. You have to be the leader. Fellas, it is your job as the guy to set the tone. Because when you set the tone and you show her that it's okay to be like this, it's going to allow her to open up and everything is going to go way more smoothly. Okay, so a lot of people might not agree with this right off the bat, but hear me out on this. To escalate, this is what you got to do. At least it works for me. Again, I'm not a dating coach. I don't know what the fuck I'm actually saying. But I want you to take a risk. I want you to break the barrier of touch early. And how you do this is you touch her in a non-sexual manner. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just kind of one of my slick tricks. But a great way to do this is to show her something on your phone, whether it's a picture, a video, meme, something. And when you lean in to show her what's on your phone, lightly touch her on the upper part of her back with your hand. And once she's actually watching the video, then you can let go. Only make it like a few seconds long, if that. Very, very quick. The whole point is for it to be very quick to the point where she can't really process it. It just happens. Now, the next one doesn't really matter if you're sitting or standing, but if you're talking about something and it's funny, don't be afraid to put your hand on top of hers or grab her forearm very, very lightly, I might add, and then just let go. Do this while you're laughing. Just lightly grab her forearm or her hand and just put yours on top of hers and then just let go. And I know that these might seem like stupid little things that don't matter, but trust me, breaking that barrier of touch early is super, super important because it's going to make escalating so much easier. Imagine going in for that first kiss and you haven't touched the whole date. Now that's fucking awkward. That's a mountain to climb. But if you touch her beforehand, I'm telling you, it's going to make her feel like she can touch you too. I also want you to be indirectly sexual. What I mean by this is whether you're on a date or not, I want you in the middle of the conversation to sneak in a little sexual comment, but do not make it about her or her appearance at all. That is what's going to land you in the creep zone. Ooh, nice tits, fat ass. God, you're so hot. Ruined my life, mommy? Let's not make comments about her that come across as a 68-year-old on Instagram replying to sex bots. Instead, I want you to make a sexual remark towards something that isn't directed towards her. Ugh, my God. My lower back is killing me. I apologize. Slipped on ice trying to get to my car the other day. When I hit the ground, shit was as hard as my dick in the morning. Getting up from that really sucked, let me tell you. Dude, I swear to God, I've never met a girl that didn't find this type of shit funny. It always works. They find fart and sex jokes funny too. And the real fucking truth is they want sex just as badly as us. They just have to be more cautious about it. And that's just a straight up perk of being a guy. I was completely ignorant to how much they think about safety. That's why being masculine in all the right ways is very important, because it's gonna make her feel safe, and in turn it's gonna make her open up to you. You just don't have to be the super macho masculine guy to make her feel safe. In fact, a lot of times that's going to intimidate her. I don't know. Maybe it's just the type of girls that I'm into, but a lot of girls have told me that's what they like about me, is I'm not that. And my type, by the way, if you're wondering, it's like a hot bisexual art teacher, I guess. And that's a very broad generalization. Like, if you're hot, you look like you could teach art, and you're a little fruity, go ahead and hit me up, dude. I just like girls that are more cute rather than hot, if that makes sense. Like, I'd so much rather take like a spunky cute girl with nerd glasses and maybe like a little color in her hair. She's ding-toed, short, she has a Nintendo Switch she plays occasionally. Like, give me her. I'm taking her over like a tall blonde where all of her Hinge pictures are just her and her friends at a beach or like in front of some body of water with their wine glasses. Every single fucking prompt is like, I bet you're not funnier than me, or this year I'd really like to travel more. Like, I've met more interesting doorknobs, actually. At least with my type, all of this advice works on them, I guess. I don't know. If you want carbon copy boring women, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any advice for you. But I do think overall, as a general statement, not taking yourself seriously, being a romantic guy, and not worrying about being too manly, I think it's going to work on most women. And whatever the fuck these self-improvement YouTubers are selling you in their courses, telling you all this bullshit, you just don't need it, dude. You don't need to eat perfect. You don't need to go to the gym 24/7. You don't need to do NoFap. Jesus Christ, I already did a video on that shit. You just got to get out of your comfort zone, and you got to start trying. As long as you go into it with the right mindset of knowing what guys want and what girls want, I think you're going to actually do okay. And even if you don't, you take a few L's here or there, like, girls are going to ghost you all the time on dating apps, dude. Oh my God. Eat rejection for breakfast. That's my best piece of advice. If she doesn't want you like that, you don't want her anyways, man. Trust me, the best encounters are the ones where it's a mutual obsession. Never ever force anything. Wait till it's organic and start cooking. If she rejects you, if she ghosts you for some reason, bro, it's her loss. Move on. On to the next. I know that fear of rejection is very strong at first, but the more it happens, the more you become numb to it and you realize, whatever. Go get 'em, tiger. So yeah, self-improvement, bullshit. That's how you get girls, at least in my opinion. Knock yourself out. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm kind of an idiot. This has been your boy, Dino fucking Ambrose, and I am out.